Today on Public Eye News, NMU has a new video equipment system for hockey, and a house explodes and catches fire.
Later in the show, Joseph Sigourney will have your weather and Devontae Stein will have your sports. Hi, I'm Alexis Ham.
And I'm Caleb Rydell. Welcome to Public Eye News. Northern Michigan University has upgraded its video system for hockey and is making its debut at tonight's game against Ferris State University. The NMU video crew, made up of students, is excited to work with the new equipment that will bring the quality of the productions to a professional level. The biggest change coming from this upgrade is in the zoom capability of the cameras, which will be quite noticeable on the video board and the stream of the game. The video crew has been working with the new equipment during the last week and doing trial runs to get used to all the changes. The mobile video system has added new opportunities for the students involved in hockey and getting experience in their chosen field. And with this new video system, 2 student positions were added to the now 8 students and 2 staff members working with the equipment. And yesterday at Chippewa County's sheriff's deputies were arresting a man for driving while intoxicated. Dispatch received reports of gunfire in an apartment complex. Sioux Tribe police officers were first to arrive at the scenes, and upon arrival, they heard gunshots from the complex. After the gunshots, the police started searching the building, where they found the suspect in the hallway. Believed to be under the influence, the man refused to cooperate with officers' commands and went into his apartment, where he reached for a handgun. The suspect fled to his bathrooms as shots were fired, and it appears that the man killed himself. Investigations into the incident are ongoing, and the Michigan State Police have been brought in to assist with the investigation.
And at 10:30 p.m. last night, a fire and explosion destroyed a home in Negaunee Township. The home, located at 154 Neegee Road, is a total loss, with both the home and attached garage completely burned to the ground. Thankfully, no one was in the home at the time of the fire, due to the homeowner being out of town with her baby and her husband being out of town for work. The Negaunee firefighters were the first on scene and found nothing but debris of the home 15 feet away from the site as evidence of an explosion. An investigation is underway. And this Saturday night, the annual Winter Carnival Queen Coronation will be held at 7 p.m. in the Rosa Center at Michigan Technological University. Whoever becomes a queen has a lot of responsibilities throughout the festival, such as being a judge in multiple carnival events, crowning the MVPs at the hockey games, and symbolizing the spirit of the carnival itself. Amongst this year's list of queen candidates, you will find Zach Mativa, who's the first male candidate in the carnival's history. Abigail Hendricks, the chair of the Winter Carnival Queen competition for Blue Key, was quoted saying, "We realized this year that we really want to empower all the students at Michigan Tech and give everyone a chance to show that they are good representatives for Michigan Tech and have other talents besides just being a student here," unquote.
With the upcoming U.S. presidential election, online ads are looking to get political. Online ads are cheap and can easily be targeted towards households and individuals, and any person can buy ad space. Worry has spread about the potential effects from foreign governments who might use the ease of the internet ads to affect the election, as Russia was in the crosshairs for doing in the 2016 elections. However, hoping to be better prepared to defend against such attacks, the U.S. government will no doubt be monitoring the web to prevent it. And a woman accusing Harvey Weinstein of rape is testifying against him today. The woman stated that she met Weinstein at a party in 2012 and that he wanted to meet her to give her film opportunities. After meeting him for lunch, he invited her back to his hotel room, where he took off his shirt and offered a massage, which was declined by the woman, and he requested she give him one. At a later date, she stated that Weinstein was offering her a chance in a vampire movie and that he wanted to give her the script in his hotel room, and she was apprehensive about it, but finally came to the room. Calling for her from his bedroom, as she came in, he grabbed her and started kissing her aggressively, and she started and tried to get away, but couldn't, and then against her wishes, he proceeded to perform oral sex on her. Weinstein's lawyers denied the allegations and stated that the relationship with the woman was purely consensual. And after the break, we'll be back with your national and international news. Stay tuned.
On country music, a new sound comes out of California.
I think, for me, Merle Haggard all by himself saved country music.
Loretta Lynn brings a fresh perspective to country.
Whatever's in that woman's heart comes out her mouth.
And Charlie Pride blazes a trail of his own.
Once they heard me sing, I don't care if he's green, I like his singing.
When country music continues.
Tonight at 9 on WNMU TV.
Welcome back. The Australian Capital Territory of Canberra was put under a state of emergency due to an unmanageable bushfire. This is the first fire emergency seen in the area since 2003, where 4 people died and nearly 500 homes were consumed. It was found that the current fire was ignited from heat radiating off a military helicopter this past Monday and has destroyed more than 21,500 hectares, or 53,000 acres, of land since then. When asked by reporters about the bushfire, Emergency Services Minister Mick Gentleman was quoted saying, "The state of emergency sets a clear expectation for our community that we need you to be vigilant. This is the worst bushfire season in the ACT since 2003, unquote. And Delta Airlines announced this morning it will temporarily suspend all U.S. to China flights in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak, beginning February 6th through April 30th. There are 6 confirmed cases in the U.S., including the first person-to-person transmission. Naomi Ruckham has the latest from New York.
A plane carrying British evacuees from China arrived back in the United Kingdom, where they will be monitored for signs of the coronavirus. With the illness spreading quickly, the World Health Organization declared the outbreak a global health emergency.
Our greatest concern is the potential for the virus to spread to countries with weaker health systems.
In California last night, travelers waited to board a China Airlines flight shortly before the State Department issued a new advisory recommending Americans not travel there because of the virus.
I'm not nervous. I think it's okay.
Americans who were evacuated by plane Wednesday from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the virus, are waiting at the March Air Reserve Base near Los Angeles to get medically cleared to be released.
No one's coughing.
Jared Evans is one of those evacuees. He shot video of where the group is staying.
We're all wearing masks, even when we're outside in this group. I'm personally wearing gloves.
In Chicago, an infected man is hospitalized with what health officials say is the first case of human-to-human transmission of the virus in the United States. They say he got it from his wife, who had traveled to Wuhan.
We know that this new patient had close contact with his wife after she began to develop symptoms. So it's not totally unexpected that he acquired the virus.
In a bit of good news, some patients in Wuhan are starting to recover. They were given flowers as they were discharged from the hospital. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
In Belgium, 3 doctors have been acquitted of manslaughter charges after euthanizing a patient with mental health problems. Back in 2010, 3 doctors acted upon a law to euthanize 38-year-old Thijs Nias, who is believed to be untreatable. The family of the patient sued because they believed that there were more options available. After the 10-year case, the jurors took 8 hours to reach a verdict that the doctors were innocent. Many of the doctors in the country are rejoicing, as the opposite decision would have opened up a door for an abundance of litigation to fall upon them for previous euthanasia that they performed. And after voting to leave back in 2016, Britain is finally breaking up with the European Union. CBS's Gwen Baumgartner reports from London.
It's a goodbye nearly 4 years in the making.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye, UK.
Adios.
After years of bitter back and forth, the United Kingdom and the European Union have finally agreed to part ways, paving the way for today's Brexit. Earlier this week, the EU voted to end Britain's 47-year membership. Those in favor of Britain's exit hope the split will lead to economic reforms and push Britain's economy ahead of its European rivals. This was the scene in Brussels, where British lawmakers vowed never to return to EU headquarters.
Today we celebrate the beginning of our independence, our ability to control our own laws, our own trade deals, our own borders.
In London, a very different attitude from some.
It's the worst thing this country could ever do. You know, it's just awful. Just, yeah, very sad, depressing day.
Others are just happy the stalemate is over.
I think now it's time to just carry on, just get on.
While the country remains divided, celebrations will be taking place throughout the day. Fireworks will go off tonight at 11 to mark the official time of Britain's exit.
We did vote for it, a lot of us. Finally people have listened.
But the prolonged process, which saw the exit of 2 prime ministers, is far from over. Tomorrow, the UK enters a transition period until the end of the year. It's meant to give businesses and citizens time to adapt, while the UK and EU return to the negotiating table to hammer out agreements on trade and security. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, London.
And after this break, we'll have your weather and sports.
The
African American experience comes to life through the award-winning storytelling of 3 poets. Join us for Contemporary Black Poetry Experience, featuring performances and interviews with Naomi Long Madgett, Herbert Woodward Martin, and Toy Derricott.
Sunday afternoon at 3.
Welcome back to Public Eye News. I'm Joseph Sigourney, coming in with your weather. Right now it's a little bit overcast, as you can tell from our sky cam. Currently the temperature is 30 degrees and winds are southwest at 6 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is 30.11 inches and falling. And tonight it'll be partly cloudy with a low of 27 and winds south-southwest at 12 miles per hour. And tomorrow will be partly sunny with a high of 35 degrees and winds west at 10 miles per hour. Looking at our current temperatures in the UP, in Sault Ste. Marie, 32 and snowing, Manistee 30, Menominee 31, and same in Iron Mountain. In Iron Mountain 31, in Ironwood 29, and in Houghton 29, and back here at Marquette 30 degrees. Looking ahead for our week, on Sunday a high of 42, low of 29 and partly cloudy. Monday high of 31, low of 20 and cloudy, and Tuesday high of 23, low of 13 and cloudy. And that's about all I have for weather, but I hear the NBA is having some great games.
Yeah, you got that right. Thanks, Joe. Looking at some scores from across the NBA last night, the Wizards defend home court and take down the visiting Hornets 121-107. Bradley Beal had 34 points, 9 boards, and 9 assists in the win. Miles Bridges had 23 in the loss for the Hornets. The Atlanta Hawks edged past the 76ers 127-117. Trae Young had 39 points and dished out a career-high 18 assists in the win for the Hawks. The Boston Celtics topped the Golden State Warriors 119-104. Gordon Hayward had 25 points and 8 boards in the win. And the Denver Nuggets sneaked past the Utah Jazz with a score of 106-100. Jordan Clarkson had 37 points for the Jazz in the loss. Nikola Jokic had 28 points and 10 assists to help in the Nuggets win. The Sacramento Kings sailed past the LA Lakers 124-103. De'Aaron Fox had 34 points and dished out 8 assists in the win. The NBA All-Star reserves for All-Star Weekend have been announced. For the East, the reserves are Jimmy Butler from Miami, Kyle Lowry from Toronto, Ben Simmons from Philadelphia, Chris Middleton from Milwaukee, Jason Tatum from Boston, Bam Adebayo from Miami, and Domantas Sabonis from Indiana. For the West, the reserves are Damian Lillard out of Portland, Donovan Mitchell from Utah, Nikola Jokic from Denver, Rudy Gobert from Utah, Brandon Ingram from New Orleans, Russell Westbrook from Houston, and Chris Paul from OKC. Now at the All-Star selection every year, players are always snubbed from this list. This year, standout snubs include Bradley Beal from Washington. Beal has averaged 28.7 points per game so far this year, making it the most points per game by a player not selected to an All-Star team in over 40 years. The other notable snub was Devin Booker out of Phoenix. Booker is one of 6 players in NBA history to average 27 points alongside 6 assists while shooting over 50% from the field. Others include LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Steph Curry, and the Big O, Oscar Robertson. Now, former MLB player Curtis Granderson announced his retirement from the league Friday morning after 16 seasons in the league. Granderson bounced around the league playing for the Yankees, Detroit Tigers, New York Mets, Toronto Blue Jays, Milwaukee Brewers, and the Miami Marlins. Granderson in 2011 had his best year for the Yankees with 119 RBIs and 136 runs scored. Granderson was selected an All-Star that season as well as winning the Silver Slugger Award while finishing 4th in MVP voting. Granderson had a .249 batting average for his career while hitting 344 home runs and tallying 937 RBIs. Talking about his next steps, Granderson said via Twitter, quote, "As I close out this wonderful chapter in my life and step away from my days on the field, I know that my role in the game is only just getting started. It's been an incredible journey. Thanks for the ride of a lifetime," unquote. That's all the time we have today on Public Eye News. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.